Welcome back to the Sunrise Daily. We've got Dr. Chris David, is a futurist and tax expert. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this voluntary assets and income declaratory scheme of the government, we understand they're targeting 1 billion. So, and you know, not a lot of people voluntarily like to pay tax, but you've looked through this. Do you see people voluntarily coming forward, especially looking at the safety nets, if we could describe it as that this scheme has put in place?
Well, it's difficult to say that people will voluntarily come and declare that they have evaded taxes.
Why?
But first of all, I want us to look at the benefits of what this scheme tried to create. The first one is that the scheme will create tax awareness, because people have been employed to go to places and educate people on how to pay their taxes. The second one is, there's a direct employment of 7,005 people. And the last one I say is a possible increase in tax revenue. And that's where your question falls in, that is there going to be people, are there going to be people who will come forward voluntarily to declare if they have evaded taxes? That I can't answer. However, I want us to look at the technicalities involving taxation. When you talk about tax evasion, you must also talk about tax avoidance. Tax evasion is criminal, while tax avoidance is legal.
But this scheme appears it's primarily going to address tax evasion.
So that will lead us to the drawback on this particular executive order. And the first drawback is that there are going to be a lot of litigations, because if you say I have an asset and I have to explain to you that this is how I got this asset, and if you are not satisfied, then there will be litigation. Then the second thing again is I see it as a distortion in the economic activities. Why do I say that? Only in February this year we had a national tax policy, which is supposed to provide a compass to how we should organize our activities in Nigeria to improve economic development. Now you ask yourself that why is there low tax compliance in Nigeria? I think that is a fundamental question. Now if you can answer this question correctly, then you will now know the policies, the administrative guidelines that you should introduce.
What's the answer?
Now, why? There are three things. The first one...
That's answering the answer.
Yes. The answer why we have low tax compliance in Nigeria. There are just three things. Number one is accountability and transparency.
On the part of?
That is part of government. Secondly, is our current political structure. Then the third one, we have the tax policies, the tax laws, and administrative guidelines. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, let me dwell on tax policy, laws, and administrative guidelines.
Okay, we'll let you do that when we return from this break in just a moment. Join us again. Welcome back to